Hello everyone, I'm Atira and my friend here Novelia are going to do a book review on Youth Literature for Peace Education. Youth Literature for Peace Education is a thought-provoking book published in 2014 and was written by Candice C and Linda Pickett, which illustrates about peace education by using literature to the youth. Moreover, Carter and Pickett are both American, hence the method mentions are used by the educators in the United States. The book promotes peace through literature to all students and readers, a world without violence, especially for problem-solving purpose. Educates teachers and parents how peace education can be transmitted to students through youth literature, and addresses the need for guidelines in peace-centered educations. Parents and teachers will find it a valuable reading as they will surely come across some teenagers in their life, be it in formal or informal situations. Now, we are going to discuss about the issues mentioned in the book. The first issue is the usage of literature itself. The usage of literature can be linked to the Malaysian Education Blueprint 2013-2025. In the blueprint, English literature component has become compulsory as it could act as an exposure to the English language, and this can be seen among the 11 shifts mentioned in the blueprint. And as mentioned in the Youth Literature for Peace Education, storytelling, music, and other forms of literary text can be used in passing of information of peace. Then the text will directly and indirectly teach the students or teenagers on how they should respond to certain conflict accordingly. The second issue is that literature promotes acceptance of other cultures. Malaysia is a multicultural country, and teenagers that read literary texts which hold different cultural background of the author, as each author have different background, will indirectly implement acceptance of other cultures instead of feeling superior towards other cultures. As mentioned in the Youth Literature for Peace Education, teenagers will make connection of the lives depicted in the stories told, and all together they will think critically on how to respond to social justice issues as they empathize on the victims of bias and oppression. Moving on to the third issue, the book talks about character developments through literature. This is because characters or the plot of a story might give an impact to some teenagers as they are easily influenced by things they hear or things they read. Hence, good stories that promotes peace between human with nature, human with human, and how they handle each conflicts might influence or give teenagers some ideas on how to handle some conflicts in the future without using any forms of violence.
Next is the issue on language as the means of communication. In the Malaysian educational system, Bahasa Malaysia and English are two compulsory subjects for students from primary to secondary schools. Languages can promote peace through literature, as the language used in stories can help teenagers to know the role of language in shaping relationship and using appropriate languages to solve conflict accordingly. Furthermore, the stories will allow teenagers to experience the emotions of the characters. Now we'll move on to the SWOT analysis of this book. The strength that we found is that the content can be related to the Malaysian context, hence educators are able to apply the method suggested. Moreover, the book is also easily accessible as it is available online. The weakness of this book is that the methods suggested have little engagement of technology and there is barely any review done on the book. The opportunity of this book is that it can be used as a guideline for teachers and parents, be it formally or informally. The threat is that educators might depend entirely on the book without consideration of other aspects. Prospective readers might not be interested in reading the book because of the lack of reviews on this book.
In conclusion, the element of peace has long been one of the most important elements that students need to learn in schools. For example, the non-Muslim students are compulsory to take moral education in all public schools, and the element of peace has always been educated to the students. However, it seems like it is not enough. There are still issues involving violence happening in our country. For instance, the racial issues in Malaysia are never ending. In 2015, a racist attack which involved Chinese and Malays happened in Low Yat Plaza, Kuala Lumpur. All Malaysians were shocked of this devastating news. If moral education is enough, then why do they still happen in our country? Peace education is not something new, but it is something that is yet to be concentrated on. Educators and parents focus too much on other things like academic results rather than teaching them about life. Hence, we think peace education should be implemented in our educational system to help students to have an insight of how the world really works. It also teaches teenagers in solving problems without using any violence. Although the book was written in the American context, we think that it can be related to our society. The topics that were discussed about in this book were similar to Malaysia, so it is definitely beneficial for educators and parents to read the book.